Hello, my dear Hodhod friends. How are you doing today? I'm so happy to have you in this story island. Today, our story is about friendship, loyalty, and betrayal. Now, do you have loyal friends? I hope all of your friends are loyal to you. Today, we are talking about these things, and you should know how to apply them in your own life. So, listen to today's story and try to keep them in your mind and use them in all of the stages of your lives. Now, let's start. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, 3 friends were living together. They spent their childhood and their teen years together. When they were old enough, they decided to go on an adventure, and they decided to go to a faraway city to make some money and have a new life. They went to the city and found jobs. They decided together that at the end of every month, they would divide their money to 3 because there were 3 of them. So, at the end of the first month, they gathered together in John's house. John was one of the friends. By the way, the names of the friends were John, Tom, and Ben. So, I was saying, they gathered in John's house and they put all of the money that they earned in that month. It was 1,000 coins, but there is no way to divide 1,000 coins in 3 and equally. So they quarreled a little bit. Suddenly, Ben said, I have an idea. We work more, and when our money reaches to 1,500, we will divide them in 3. That would be so easy. They agreed. But suddenly John said, but who will keep the money in this time? The quarrel was beginning again. Suddenly, Tom said, I know what to do. We go to a virtuous lady. I know an old woman. She's known for being so good. We will leave the money with her, and everything's gonna be all right. They agreed. So they went to the woman's grocery shop. She sold vegetables and food. They went there and they saw the lady. She accepted them warmly, but she said that I will accept your money on one condition. I will give it to you only if the 3 of you are here. They were so happy. This was the best thing ever. So they left the shop happily. Days and days passed and they worked and worked. Until one day, John gathered his friend and told them, I know a way that we can double our money without even working. That's weird. Can you imagine that? His friends were so surprised. They said, how can we double our money if we don't work? So John said, just follow me. I have a plan. What do you think his plan is? Well, follow me and I will tell you. Welcome back. Remember when John said, I have a plan to double our money without working? Well, I'm gonna tell you what the plan is. John said, we're going to steal our money from the old lady, and then we're going to court and we're gonna accuse her of thievery. That was a devious plan, don't you think? At first, Tom and Ben didn't accept. They said, "But the woman was so kind. She's keeping our money safe." But John talked and talked and talked until they were convinced. You see how greed and the love of excessive money works? They wanted to betray the lady. 2 weeks passed and they decided to go to the lady's shop. They went there and John had another plan as well. So they went into the grocery shop and said hello to the lady. The lady was so kind. She smiled and said, "Hello, my dear boys. Are you here to get your money?" They said, "No, we just want to check out our money. We want to see that if it's okay or not." She took a key from under her pillow and opened a closet. She gave them a box full of money. They saw their money. So now it was time to do their plan. So Ben told John, "We want some grocery as well." The woman said, "How wonderful! Today I have fresh apples and fresh vegetables. You can come to the backyard and I will give you them." So they went with the old lady and John stayed in her room. He knew where the key was. So he opened the closet and took the box. But suddenly something was on his mind. He thought, "Why should I give the money to them? This whole plan was mine. I will not give the money to my friends. I will take it and I will run away." So he took the box and went into the alley and ran as fast as he could. His friends didn't know anything about it. So they said goodbye to the old lady and they were so happy that they doubled their money. Little did they know of what John had done. They went to the alley and waited for him for hours and hours. But he didn't come. They were worried. What happened to him? So they went to his house. When his landlord said that John had gathered everything and went away quickly, they knew of what John had done. What do you think they would do? Now, wait and I will tell you. I'm here with the rest of the story. Now, if you remember, John had stolen all of their money, and Ben and Tom were so angry and sad. Their friend betrayed them. They didn't know what to do, and there was nothing they could do. So they thought and thought, and they said, "And now that the money's gone, we can go to the judge and tell them that their money is stolen." So they did so. They went to the court and accused the lady of stealing. How devious, don't you think? They knew that the lady didn't steal the money. The lady went to the court and she was so sad. She cried and said that, "I didn't steal the money. I wouldn't do such thing. Everyone knows me. I'm a good person. You can ask everyone. I would never do such a thing." But the boy said, "Our money's gone. We're sure that you stole it." The judge said, "I know you're a good lady, but I'm not sure of what your intentions are. And you don't have any evidence that you didn't steal the money. So you have to get the money back to these boys." The lady cried and she said, "But I don't have such money. How can I bring them that?" The boy said, "We don't know. You have to give us our money. You promised us." They were no good boys. What do you think the lady would do? Well, come back and I will tell you. If you remember, the boys accused the lady of stealing. And the lady was so sad because she didn't have the money. She came back to her home crying, and she was crying in the alleys. She was so sad, everyone could see that in her eyes. So, in one of the alleys, she saw a couple of boys playing. One of the boys saw the sadness in her eyes and came to her and said, "What is it, old lady? Can I help you?" The kind old lady smiled and said, "No, you can't do anything for me. Please go and play." The boy said, "But you tell me your problem. Maybe I can help you." The woman didn't want to tell the boy of her problem, but the boy insisted and insisted until the lady gave up and told him everything. After the boy heard of what happened, he jumped up and down and said, "I know how to solve your problem, but first, can you do me a favor? I heard you have a grocery shop, and today is my mother's birthday. Can you give me a couple of apples? I don't have any money, and I know that my mother loves apple." The old lady said, "You solve my problem, and I will give you everything that you want to." They started talking and talking. What do you think the boy's plan was? 1 week later, the woman was so happy. She knew what to do. She went into the court with a smile on her face. And the boys were there as well. They thought that they can get the money, so they were happy too. Little did they know that the boy had ruined their plans. The judge asked the lady, "Do you have the money?" The lady said, "Yes, I do, but we had an agreement. I will give the money only if the 3 of them are here." The boys were so surprised and they objected. "No, she has to give us the money. She stole them." The judge thought for a second and said, "Yes, she's right. She has to give the money to 3 of you. Do you have your other friend? Where is he?" They couldn't say anything. They didn't even look for John because they thought that they get the money from the old lady. The judge said, "I think the lady's right. You had an agreement." The lady was so happy and the boys were so sad and angry. They left the court without anything. After that, the judge asked the lady, "How did you come up with such an answer?" The lady said, "A clever boy helped me." The judge said, "Can you bring him here? He must be very smart." The lady brought the boy next time. And the boy worked with judge after that. This way, he had a job and he could buy everything for himself and his mother. After years and after years, the boy was the judge of the city and he was well respected. Now do you see that a wise answer can change everybody's life? Now, did you like the story? But don't go anywhere. Be back and I will tell you the morals of the story. Okay, my friends, which of the characters did you like the most? The old lady who was very kind and virtuous, or the smart boy who answered the question with his cleverness? Now, it's very important how we react to difficult situations like that. Today, our story was about friendship, loyalty, and betrayal. I know that all of you have a lot of friends, but we have to be careful who we choose as our friends. Friends have an important influence on our lives. If they're good friends, they can make us better. And if they're not good, well, not so much. And that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this story. Now, I have to go, but I'll be back tomorrow. I miss you very much. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.